Big Tigger Morning Show with Jazzy Mcbee on the People Station V103 ATL's #1 for hip-hop, R&B, and throwbacks. Jazzy.
Yes.
The beautifully talented Paula Patton is in the building.
I know, man.
Hi!
How you doing? I'm such a fan. And I was super excited to get back and interview you, man. When I tell you, I'm and I'm not a fan to many, but you are definitely one of my favorites.
Thank
I'm not
you.
just saying I love it.
That
And,
makes-
and she's pretty. She's pretty on film, but she's even beautiful in person. I love it.
So you say, no, I ain't saying nothing.
Shut up. You heard what I said. Hush.
Good morning, Paula.
Good morning, Big Tigger.
How you been?
I've been good, and yourself?
I haven't seen you in so long.
I know.
You be inside, huh?
I mean, I was inside for a minute. You know, I was healing. I was cooking.
I know that's right.
Amen, amen.
Yes.
And now out the pot, ladies and gentlemen, Finding Faith, a brand new film that is in theaters across the U.S. in collaboration with Fathom Entertainment, June 16th and 17th. Tickets are already on sale. This is awesome, this film. Paula Patton, Stephen Bishop, my girl Loretta Devine,
Yes.
Keith David. Tell me a little bit about this film for people who have not seen the trailer yet and don't know anything about it.
Ooh. Can I tell you how the film came to me? Because
Absolutely.
it really speaks to what the film is about,
Okay.
right? This movie came to me on a day when I just gave it to God. I had been feeling stressed and worried. I didn't know what was in front of me. I had to deal with a really challenging situation. And then I was just looking out at the landscape, not knowing what was next. And I had been feeling fearful. And that morning I said, God, I give it to you. I'm done feeling this way. I mean, genuinely, I just was like, I give it to you, and I'm going to live, even just for the week, as if everything has worked out in my favor, right?
Wow.
I just said, I let it go. I'm just going to let it go. And I felt it too. I went to yoga, did my thing. And then my friend and neighbor, Charles Porter, he called me up and he goes, Paula, I got a movie for you. I go, you do? He goes, yeah, it's called Finding Faith. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. I can't believe you're telling me. It's called Finding Faith. You know, like, I think God delivered me that movie on that day. I'm not kidding you. And then when I read it, it had things that I could connect to, you know, because this woman, she goes through so much and then she finds her way back. And 7 years ago, I got sober and life took me on a journey, which was wild but amazing, you know? And so it just spoke to me and I thought, this is what it's about. It's about you can go through the most harrowing, scariest event, but if you trust in God, you know, then you watch the miracles appear.
Oh
Amen.
my gosh.
Amen.
You said a lot right there. And you mentioned your journey though. So give me one experience that you actually went through that was like really, really challenging.
Well, I mean, listen, you know, when you get sober, it's so funny. I just had this epiphany that I had made a choice, like it was family. It was my life, you know, really, or chaos, to be honest with you. And I was about to go do a movie in London, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I want to be here to pack my son's lunch and go on field trips and such. And I was like, okay, I can't do it. And I was going to leave in 2 days. And so you can imagine, I burned bridges. I said, I can't do it. But then in that moment, I said, if I do this, I'm going to stop drinking, right? And so once that happened, you go down a path and all of the masks that you wear, right? Like all the things that fill your ego, they drop away. And the friends that you thought you had, you know, and the work that filled you up and all these things that really helped feed your ego fall away because God's like, are you really ready? You know? And so you have to find your way through it to find out who you truly are. And that can be really challenging. There's a lot of time alone, you know, and having to face myself and memories and such. But then on the other side was this joy, just joy for being a mother, joy of life. And suddenly I just had this childlike experience where I started to see everything through my kid's eye because he was my best friend. It was my son and our next door neighbor. We would just do everything together. And it was like being, you know, born again.
Amen, amen. Paula Patton's our guest this morning. Brand new film, Finding Faith. So in the movie, this is my only spoiler alert, she plans to fix her life by doing what everybody else here in Atlanta who was not born here does, moving to Atlanta.
Hello.
You know what? I thought there was a moment when I really thought hard about moving to Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah. I love it here.
Amen.
Yeah. It was
I moved here. I'm no
Right?
shade.
It's a good choice the character makes.
Facts.
But anyways. But to tell people this is what you should know though is yes, this woman goes through a dramatic journey, but what's wonderful is that the film is still super entertaining, right? That's what I love about it. There's like a thriller suspense element to it. Trust me, you don't know what's coming. And there's also a love story. I mean, to a certain extent, two sort of love stories that happen. Yeah, it is an entertaining ride, but you can't help but at the end feel uplifted.
Okay.
You know?
I love it.
You need to check it out in theaters June 16th and 17th, but it'll be available other places, correct, as well?
We don't need to let them know what's happening later.
Okay.
We
All
want
right.
them to get to the theater.
Go to the theater.
June 16th and 17th. That's all that matters. All that matters is now, stay in the present moment. June 16th and 17th, come out and watch the movie in the theaters because you know what? That experience of going to the theater has been lost, and I'm telling you, I'm one of the people. I do it too. You end up staying home, but once I've been going to the theaters more often,
Right.
You know, I went to go see Sinners in the theater. Thank
Facts.
God I got to see that.
Right.
The whole scope of it. Our movie needs to be seen in the theaters so you can feel the scope of it.
Because it's a different experience. Like whether you're at home, it's cool, but when you're in the theaters, you actually hear the surround sound. You can actually see it better,
And you're experiencing it with other people, and there's something about the energy of other folks while you're doing it. And because this is an inspirational film, right? And I do think that we need more films that inspire hope and joy in folks, right? I want you always got to entertain people. You got to take them on the roller coaster ride, or else there's no point.
This movie is that. This
It
movie is that.
But I want to leave them. I want every piece of art to leave people uplifted.
I know.
Do you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Finding Faith Movie is where you go to social media to find out more about it. Paula Patton's our guest. We got more with her right after this when we return to Big Tigger Morning Show with Jazzy and Mcbee on V103. Big Tigger Morning Show with Jazzy Mcbee on V103, ATL's #1 for hip-hop, R&B, and throwbacks. Paula Patton is our guest this morning.
I know that's right.
Brand new movie, Finding Faith, will be in theaters June 16th and 17th. Check out more information at Finding Faith Movie on social media. Paula, we talked a lot about your personal journey and the parallels between this and your character in the movie, Finding Faith. Are you dating?
Oh, what?
Let's talk about it.
Okay. He just came out of nowhere, just hit me with a left hook.
Yeah. I do that with my friends from time to time.
I am dating.
Okay.
I am dating. Yes.
How's
By the
that
way, I wanted
going?
to say I really like the way you say my name. Can you just say it one more time?
Paula Patton is in the building.
He had to practice that, though. He had to
Are
practice
you
that before
dating?
I am I have a woman now. I
Okay,
just had
I'm
my.
sorry.
No, that's
I
fine.
didn't mean it like that.
It's no problem. No problem at all. I have a woman, and we just had my first son.
I didn't know.
No, it's fine.
I wasn't like trying to.
No,
anyway.
we good.
I was trying to put it back on you.
We good.
Jazzy, are you dating?
Listen,
Now there's a question.
first of all, but sis, we could talk all day about dating, honey, because I'm dating, but selectively.
You have to.
It's a trial and error type thing, but it's a struggle.
But
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle, yet it's part of the journey. I think that being a woman there's like a special thing that happened when you get born as a woman, right? And that is about learning, about discernment, right?
Yes.
And getting over the past and people telling you just have to be with a man, like you're not worthy if you don't have a partner.
Exactly.
And learning how to love yourself and feel really strong on your own and your own oak tree with roots in the ground so that someone else can stand next to you, but you don't need to lean on them and they don't need to lean on you.
Right.
Is super important. So that discernment and being picky is our journey, and it's so important. I've learned it the hard way, but trust me, you want to wait for the right one.
Yeah, but do you think like with women in entertainment in the business, we have it harder or there is more challenging because we're in this business and we
No.
Tick always say, I may not date somebody who is outside of my tax bracket, if he would say. But I don't think that's true. But he always said you're not dating anybody that makes less than you. And I'm like, you can't say that.
I mean,
That's not true.
I think when love hits you, love hits you. Like when you're a person, I think that's what you have to do, though. You have to trust that.
You see that face?
He doesn't believe it.
No, he does not believe
Watch
it.
this.
Here's the thing.
I agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is the chances or opportunities for love to hit you is less because you're not even entertaining that person.
Don't claim that on me.
I didn't say
Don't
you.
you put
I'm
that
talking about her.
No, don't do that.
I don't know you that well,
But you
Paula.
see how you trying to put that on me?
Wait, look at how gorgeous you are. Let me
Absolutely.
tell you something. She deserves a king.
Okay.
And it might just be a minute, but
Listen.
you just wait for that because you
That
deserve nothing
part.
less, and that's it. Period.
That part.
Okay.
Don't put that on me. Like she said, don't put it on me. See, that's why I don't take
Yeah,
this
why do
dating
they
advice.
put it on women? Like, what you doing wrong?
Women don't usually date backwards.
But why is it about to be backwards? Why
If
is it
you've
even a backwards
if you've gotten
thing?
to a certain level, you don't usually date backwards. I can keep it as simple as this: when you were dating, and sometime you and somebody might have got on the bus, and then you dated somebody who drove a car, and you're not going back to the bus. It's that simple. Once you get to a
But
certain,
you
not
think that
true.
it's about money
See,
and not about the soul.
So you was talking about money.
dating.
She said, "Why is it about relationships? Love is important. Love is paramount. Finances matter, and I'm not saying that from my standpoint. To females, finances matter a lot.
It depends on the female you're talking to.
So, Paula,
Yes.
what are the chances of you giving an opportunity to a man who you, from initial, you deem to be not financially worthy?
See, but you keep putting words in my mouth.
I'm
If we were in a
asking
court of
you.
law, I can't even. I don't believe in financial worthiness.
I love that.
Truly.
Okay.
You know? And everything's been about me being able to build myself up and stand alone, right?
Amen.
So if I live with what can you do for me, that's not going to be a good partnership.
I love that.
So I want to be able to provide for myself in all kinds of ways so that when I find love, and it can come in whatever package, whatever human. They'll have to be amazing, but that is about them being amazing in their heart and soul and their mind.
Exactly.
I love that. Can you teach a class? Because there are lots of just.
He don't believe it.
I believe everything that she said. I believe that's the way it should be. I don't believe that's how it is.
Yeah,
for a
but
lot
when
of
I
people.
said it, he don't believe
Listen,
it.
a lot of people do a lot of things.
That is a fact.
You know?
That is a fact.
But we gotta focus in on what is good and right.
Thank you.
Agreed.
He still don't believe you.
I
That's okay.
agree with
Look
you.
Look at that wrinkle right there. He still
I
don't
see the
believe it.
wrinkle.
It's okay.
Oh, you know the wrinkle right there.
I
Yeah.
agree. Listen, I agree
You know
with
how to
you.
move the wrinkle.
I agree with you. As you mentioned your growth in everything, and how's co-parenting been? Is it better?
Oh yes.
Okay.
It is. Absolutely. You know what? The thing is that there's always love. If you've loved somebody, there's always love. And you have to remember that. You got to go into everything. You know what I try to do? Always focus on what was good.
Yeah.
Times when you're driving the car and singing songs. Because that other space in your heart does you no good, right? So everything for me is about finding the love and the joy and the remembering of all the good times.
I love
So yes, we absolutely have good parenting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know Robin Thicke was up here. What was that? A minute
That my
ago.
boy.
He said he did his own healing journey as well. So
what?
yeah.
Yes, it has to be. What? No.
It's necessary.
It's very
absolutely.
Absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Paula Patton's our guest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Talk about your character in this movie, Finding Faith, which I want you to go see in theaters, June 16th and June 17th. Had a parallel with you with drinking. My father had a drinking problem. What was that rock bottom moment for you?
That's a really good question. I don't know if it was a rock bottom moment. Like I said, it was more of an epiphany, right? There had been a lot of chaos. I don't think I knew how chaotic my life had been until I stopped, right? But something came over me. I'll never forget it. Like I was just looking out at my backyard, and I was going to leave on this job, and I just was like, I can't live like this anymore. I don't know if it was divine intervention or not. That just said, I think if I had gone on that job and left, I don't even know what my life would be today.
Oh wow.
Truly.
Wow.
It just was going on a fast pace right down. You know what I mean? And I just knew I had to stop.
Love it. What would you have to say to people or to those who may be struggling with sobriety and making a choice in their life and struggling and can't stop?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I know how hard it is because I know what happens when your nervous system needs it. Like for me, it was about the pain, right? So I just felt like this calmed down the anxiety and the pain. But it's truly trusting that whatever's come into your life, any challenge you can handle, it's supposed to be there. And so once you trust in that and trust in God, then you'll know that you can handle it. And so to take that one step, right? If you take one step towards like not drinking, towards the light, the universe, God, it just is amazing, comes beneath you and pushes you forward and starts to help you. Right? And you just have to trust, but you got to take that one baby step and then watch how you get this force behind your back that pushes you all the way forward.
I love it.
Basically, finding faith. You see what I did there?
Yeah. I see that. Finding faith. You got to find. Listen, I mean, isn't that the whole journey on earth? Is the fear is a liar.
Oh my
it
God.
is not the truth. I mean, I got to tell myself every day, when you're living in fear, and there is something when you're drinking, not just for a little bit of fun here and there, but when you're drinking to numb that pain, it's because you're fearful, and nothing good's going to come from that, right?
Amen.
So you have to be faithful and know that everything that's in your life you can handle. And really, it's about also not caring about what anybody else thinks, right?
That part.
The fear comes because you're worried that, like, if I don't have that job, if I don't have that money, if I look like this, if I look like that, what are people going to think? But people, you can't spend your life worried about what people think. That will undo you. But if you can get out of that, then you're like, however my life unfolds, I know it's perfect, and I know I can handle it. And there comes a beautiful joy, I can promise you.
Amen. Sally B. Shelley's in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
You brought back a character.
Oh my
goodness.
Paula Patton, we thank you for your time this morning. Thank you for your artistry. Thank you for your transparency this morning. And we want everybody to go check out Finding Faith in theaters June 16th and 17th. Finding Faith movie on social media. And just continue to be the beautiful person that you are.
Oh, thank you. I really
Absolutely.
Pleasure meeting you.
Paula Patton in the Paula Patton in the building. We're coming back with more Big Tigger Morning Show with Jazzy Mcbee right after this on B103.